now it's time for another Multiverse Wars episode number 38. And hello everyone, it's me, the Axle Shifter here. You see what I did with that intro reversal back there? But yeah, this is going to be a battle between a very recent character versus a very old character, but both are still very similar in both their personalities and goals. First we have Death from the new Puss in Boots movie, The Last Wish, and we have Rattlesnake Jake from Rango. Both of these guys come after the main characters, not because they're true villains, but because of really what they are and how they feel truly opposed by them. But we're not just here to talk about their personalities and their similarities. We're going to be talking about which one would beat the other in a battle. So, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Death, also referred to as Lobo or simply the Wolf, is the main antagonist, or at least one of the several antagonists of the Puss in Boots 2 movie, The Last Wish. As we see right here, Death is the physical embodiment of, well, dying itself, literal death, as he states himself in the movie. And also, upon Puss meeting Death, Puss makes mistakes that the wolf, just an angry bounty hunter, and wishing to claim him after he wasted his other lives. So basically, Death goes after people with several more lives than just one, Puss in particular being one of the many beings capable of this. But now that we've already discussed his really origin, I guess Death is Death, so yeah. So now let's talk about his powers and abilities. So as you see right here, he has the weapons sickles, which he can use to stab people or just use as sharp blades when it comes to combat, as he is a mastery of weapon usage. He's also immortal, as he is practically death, so he can't really die per se. He could just kind of be defeated, I suppose, not in the dying sense. He also has enhanced senses, meaning that he is capable of smelling the fear of his victims, as he does with Puss in the movie. What the hell? He's also a mastery of stealth, as he successfully stalked Puss throughout the entire movie, as he didn't even know he was there until the near end of the film. He's also capable of teleportation, as he had stood right next to Puss and spontaneously manifests into a large crowd of people. He's also capable of fire manipulation, as he used his dual sickles to create a large wave of fire that surrounded him for a boost throughout the entire battle. He's also capable of perception, which he could not be seen by Puss and prior to the final battle of the Wishing Star. So yeah, Death is pretty powerful. But he's also capable of illusion creations, as he projected his face onto crystals and to several colors as he chased Puss, meaning that he is really powerful when it comes to that as well. Now it's time we talk about how fast Death is. As we see in the movie, he is fast enough that he outpaced Puss and disarmed him before he can even react, and avoided his attacks and mocking him as slow, meaning that Death is much faster and should at least have subsonic reaction speeds. And he also has a lifting strength of class 10, meaning that he is much stronger than Puss, obviously. Just look at the size mismatch. He easily restrained him with just one hand with no effort at all. And he also has a striking strength of wall level, as he is much more powerful than Puss physically, but still. And now we have his durability, as he did withstand attacks from Puss in Boots. It were heavier attacks than normal, but he did survive them with little issue. And he also has stamina of superhuman, meaning that he could probably go on for an extremely long time in battle. He also has his range attacks thanks to his sickles. And he also has his cloak, meaning that he can stealth himself, or really disguise maybe, or maybe just keep himself hidden. And as for his intelligence, he is an extremely smart character, as he is a master of various fields such as combat, intimidation, and stalking his prey, and feeding off their fear, as he says in the film. But as for his weaknesses, he is somewhat sadistic and tends to play with his victims, really. And plus, in the end of the movie, he raged out because Puss wanted to live his own life and really wanted to meet his natural end, not caring how much he lives anymore or being invincible, really. But overall, Death is still an extremely powerful force, and there's a good reason of why there's so many different edits of him in Disney vs. DreamWorks videos in 2022. And now it's time we talk about Rattlesnake Jake. He is the main antagonist of the movie Rango, which is really good, by the way. You should totally watch it. Anyways, back on topic, he's an outlaw in the Mojave Desert, and he never leaves a job without taking a single soul. And he is feared throughout the town of Dirt for his ruthless behavior. He is very scary as a giant snake with a machine gun attached to his tail, and he is very good at his job. But now let's talk about his powers and abilities. Well, he doesn't really have any abilities per se, other than his venomous acid per se, as he does have sharp teeth which can be used for that. He also has a machine gun attached to his tail, meaning that he can shoot rapid amount of guns thanks to his different machine gun rounds. As for his speed, well, he could only really go at the speed of a normal human would, but he does have subsonic reaction speeds thanks to his weapons, thanks to his machine gun. But as for his striking strength, as he doesn't really use any physical striking attacks, he only really uses his gun per se, but yeah. But as for his durability, it should be around below human level, as he is shown to be far more durable and physically superior than the rest of the cast. Yet bullets remain a credible threat to him because, he's not very durable and bullets are very, very dangerous for any being. But as for his range attacks, once again, thanks to his guns, he can use them to shoot his opponents down, thanks to his machine gun that's attached to his tail. And thanks to his sharp teeth, he can also use his venom to really poison them, because he's a snake. And yeah, he even does this to Ringo during the middle of the movie, when he spits in his cup with his venom. But as for his weaknesses, he is pretty careless regarding ammo consumption, as he can shoot for a while and then eventually run out of ammo. Meaning that, yeah, he could eventually run out, and he isn't very durable in the slightest, really. So, yeah. But overall, Rattlesnake Jake is truly an outlaw that should never be messed with. And now it's time we talk about who would win this battle. Now, I will say that this is going to be quite a decently long battle, but at the same time, though, this fight is kind of a stomp, because I would have to say that Death would be the winner of this fight. Because these are quite a few reasons why Death would win. Because for one, Lobo has way more different abilities he can use, like his illusion creations, teleportation, his manipulation of fire. He could easily use his sickles to cut through Rattlesnake Jake's skin, because he isn't very durable anyways. He can really only rely on his machine gun attached to his tail, but then again, Death is the literal embodiment of Death. Now, this doesn't mean that Death is invincible. It's much like the argument with Metro Man, because Metro Man's speed is often seen as the fact that nobody can beat him, right? Metro Man is invincible, most powerful character in fiction. Well, no. Other characters can still defeat him. That doesn't mean that Metro Man is unbeatable, much like Death is. Death in the Puss in Boots movie might be the literal embodiment of Death, but that doesn't mean he is invincible or he can't be defeated. But I just need to go on that little side tangent. I'm just kind of tired of those arguments. But anyways, Death is probably going to win, because he could easily use his sickles, use his different abilities. He could easily distract Rattlesnake Jake or use his different illusions to really kind of overwhelm him, per se. And then when he finally gets tired of this, Death could finally come and probably finish the dealing blow to probably give him the win easily. So, despite the fact that Rattlesnake Jake does have his machine gun and both do have really good weapons, thanks to his experience and intellect and really overall just better, much really everything else really, Death is ultimately going to be the winner of this battle. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this Multiverse Wars episode. I really did like it. Most of these characters are really cool. And yeah, I'll see you later, everyone. Goodbye. And be prepared for the 40th episode, because I think that one's going to be really special, much like Yellow Flash's Reverse Flash. Okay, later now. Goodbye.